Hi guys, welcome to the Fight Edge channel. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew said that he was surprised when Anthony Joshua made it clear in the first round of the fight against Alexander Usyk that he felt the first accentuated blows on his opponent. Bellew is confident that no one will be able to outbox his former rival Alexander Usyk. Former world welterweight champion Chris Algieri believes that the holder of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight titles Alexander Usyk will be a more difficult task for WBC champion Tyson Fury than Anthony Joshua. Hearn, Anthony Joshua's promoter, once again announced that their side is not going to give up a rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight world champion Alexander Usyk in order to allow the Ukrainian to hold a unification fight with WBC title holder Tyson Fury. The head of the Matchroom Boxing promotion company, Hearn, believes that his word, Briton Anthony Joshua, should radically change during the rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight world champion Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, namely become aggressive and ruthless. Recall that Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk held a duel on September 25 at the Tottenham Hotspur Arena in London, United Kingdom. The victory was won by a Ukrainian by a unanimous decision of the judges. Fury on October 9th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, defeated American Deontay Wilder by technical knockout in the 11th round. Even before this fight, Bob Arum, Tyson's promoter, asked Hearn to step back from the rematch between Joshua and Usyk for the sake of a unification fight. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Former world heavyweight champion Tony Bellew said that he was surprised when Anthony Joshua made it clear in the first round of the fight against Alexander Usyk that he felt the first accentuated bluff on his opponent. Why didn't Joshua pull the trigger in the fight with Usyk? Because it's very difficult to do it against Alexander. 1 minute he's here, and the next he's gone. Usyk makes you think and feel that he's here, but in fact it is not at all. Usyk masterfully fills the distance. In battle he keeps her under control, and Alexander controlled the distance in his duel. The biggest shock came in the first round when he got Joshua's reaction after the first accurate heavy left punch. This shouldn't be happening. A smaller fighter should not get the reaction of a larger one, Tony Bellew said. Bellew is confident that no one will be able to outbox his former rival Alexander Usyk. According to the Briton, the Ukrainian can only lose to an opponent who will significantly exceed him in size. Everyone thought Anthony Joshua would be too big for Usyk, but I told everyone that anyone who decides to arrange a boxing match with this guy will lose to him. Usyk is the best burn boxer in the world. He is far ahead of all fighters who perform above light heavyweight. I'm not even sure Canelo is better than Usyk as a boxer, but he is just great at what he does. Canelo is a counterpuncher and a strong technical in the ring, but in terms of pure boxing, few people can compare with Usyk. About a second middleweight and light heavyweight, no one is in the same row with him. He is in his own league. The only reason this guy can lose in size and power, only dimensions can defeat him, Tony Bellew said. Former world welterweight champion Chris Algieri believes that the holder of the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight titles Alexander Usyk will be a more difficult test for WBC champion Tyson Fury than Anthony Joshua. I think Usyk is a more difficult opponent for Fury than Joshua. It seems to me that stylistically Anthony will be in Tyson's hands. Fury is too athletic, he moves too much, he is in too good condition. We saw how Joshua got tired in the fight with Usyk because of Alexander's mobility, his rhythm. As a result, Anthony began to miss. I think Usyk is a problem for any opponent. It's very difficult to catch him, he changed the rhythm very well. I think Tyson is good and it too. It's going to be an interesting fight, Chris Algieri said. As a Hearn, Anthony Joshua's promoter once again announced that their side is not going to give up a rematch with the WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight world champion Alexander Usyk in order to allow the Ukrainian to hold a unification fight with WBC title holder Tyson Fury. Joshua is a champion. Why step aside to let Usyk and Fury will fight? Things may turn out in such a way that we will not be able to meet the winner. Yes, we are promised that everything will be spelled out in the contract, but we don't know what will happen. Perhaps it was for these reasons that Wilder did not retreat in his own time, because he knew that he would not get a duel with the winner, so Joshua can't back down. All Anthony wants right now is to knock out Usyk. He is totally focused on that right now, Hearn said. The head of the Matchroom Boxing promotion company Eddie Hearn believes that his word, Briton Anthony Joshua, should radically change during the rematch with WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight world champion Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, namely become aggressive and ruthless. I need to see aggression, besides Joshua has to show ruthless instincts. Did you see Usyk's face after the fight? And Anthony barely touched him during the fight, so Joshua can do serious damage, but Usyk is a brilliant fighter. Anthony will have to find a way to change everything, and I think he will do it, Hearn said. The former owner of the three-man heavyweight belt Anthony Joshua visited several famous boxing halls in the United States in the wake of rumors about a change of coaching staff after the defeat to Alexander Usyk. Last week, AJ posted a post on Snapchat where you can see how he visits his close friend Joshua Buatsi in the hall of the famous coach Virgil Hunter, located in the California city of Hayward. However, on Saturday, Joshua posted a much more interesting photo where he is wearing a baseball cap of the brand Saul Alvarez and his coach Eddie Reynoso. No boxing, no life. A little later, the boxing brothers Ronald and Rashidi Ellis posted a couple of pictures on Instagram, which confirmed that Joshua was at the Reynoso gym in San Diego. At some time, it is known that along with AJ, his promoter Eddie Hearn was there, who decided to visit Canelo on the eve of the fight for the absolute championship with Caleb Plant. The former coach of the American heavyweight Andy Ruiz many rebels praised the former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua for fighting with the current WBA, WBO and IBF title holder Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury is by far the best heavyweight in the world, but beware Usyk. I've said this before. I have to take my hat off to Anthony Joshua for agreeing to fight Alexander. The fact is that he fought with a fighter that no one else wants to fight. I think you will agree with me. Perhaps most people will agree with me. Usyk is a dangerous guy and he proved it. In their battle, the strongest won. I don't know if Joshua had the wrong plan for the fight. Maybe it didn't work out the way his team wanted it to. I don't think they chose the wrong game plan. Sometimes it just happens. It's not your night. And it wasn't Anthony Joshua's night. I believe that next time he will have a better plan for the fight, and he will prepare better, as it was in the rematch with Andy Ruiz, when Joshua boxed and thought differently. I think he'll do the same next time, many rebels said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.